If you've been following this series, you already know what's coming. And if you're new here, you picked the right time to show up, because everything we've been tracking on ZBCN, it's still playing out, piece by piece. Welcome back to Slow Money. I'm Belushi. In the last few videos, we broke down the ZBCN fractal. We talked about the XRP comparison. We looked at the market cap math. And a lot of you came to the comments asking the same thing. Belushi, is the thesis still intact? Today, I'm answering that question. And I think by the end of this video, you're going to feel more confident in this setup, not less. Let's get into it. Every series needs a moment where we stop and ask, are we still on track? So let's do that right now. When we first started covering ZBCN, the argument was simple. Microcap token, real utility, streaming payments infrastructure that's actually being used, and a structure that was mirroring what XRP did in its early accumulation phase, before the world knew XRP's name. Has anything changed? The macro is still building. Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin does at this stage of the cycle, and ZBCN still coiling, still compressing, still building that base. You know what that tells me? The patient money is still accumulating, and that's exactly what happened with XRP before the explosion nobody saw coming, except the people who were watching. Here's something the XRP community understood that most people didn't. The biggest moves in crypto don't announce themselves. They don't send you a calendar invite. They don't wait for you to feel comfortable. XRP went from $0.006 to $3.40. And the majority of people who knew about XRP bought it on the way up, not at the bottom, not during the boring accumulation. They bought it when it was already on TV. That's the pattern, every single cycle. The people watching this series right now, we're in the chapter that comes before the TV segment. ZBCN at a fraction of a penny today is the equivalent of XRP at fractions of a penny in 2016. The math to $1 doesn't require ZBCN to become XRP. It just requires the market to notice it exists. And in a bull run, the market notices everything. I want to revisit the $1 target because a few people in the comments pushed back on it, and I respect that. Slow money is not about blind faith. So let's run the math again. At $1, ZBCN's market cap is still a fraction of what XRP carried at its peak. We're not asking ZBCN to flip Ethereum. We're not asking it to challenge Bitcoin. We're asking it to do what dozens of microcap tokens have done in previous bull runs: find its moment, find its narrative, and ride the liquidity wave that Bitcoin always sends down the market cap ladder. The XRP community used to get mocked for their price targets constantly, relentlessly, and then 2017 happened, and then 2021 happened. The ones who held the thesis, who understood the math, they didn't need to say, I told you so. The chart said it for them. $1 on ZBCN is not a prediction. It's a target built on math, market structure, and the macro environment that is aligning exactly the way we drew it up. Now, and this is the part that separates a Slow Money from every other hype channel you've seen. I need to keep it real with you. Kahneman calls it narrative bias, and it's the most dangerous force in investing. We find a story that feels true, and our brain starts filtering out every piece of information that doesn't fit. XRP and ZBCN are similar. They are not identical. Timelines can stretch. Macro conditions can shift. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed. What I'm giving you is a thesis, not a promise. The thesis is Real utility, microcap, accumulation structure, bull cycle incoming, liquidity rotation equals ZBCN positioned. If that thesis plays out, $1 is on the table. If it doesn't play out on your timeline, that's where position sizing, risk management, and patience come in. The XRP holders who made life-changing money weren't the ones who leveraged their house. They were the ones who sized correctly, held conviction, and didn't panic when the market tested them. That's the slow money way. We're still in the early chapters of this story, and every episode of this series has been building toward the same conclusion. ZBCN is a setup that rewards patience, punishes doubt, and has the structure of something that could genuinely change your financial picture this bull run. $1 is still on the table. The thesis is still intact. And we're going to keep tracking it together right here, every step of the way. If you've been writing this series since the beginning, drop a comment. Tell me you're still holding. Let's build this community the way the XRP army built theirs. One believer at a time. Like the video if the thesis still makes sense to you. Subscribe if you're new, because the next chapter is going to be the one people screenshot. This is Slow Money. See ya.